One of the most competitive gaming genres nowadays is free-to-play RPGs, so it's not really that hard to find something that would fill your taste. Today's review about one of those new games that is on horizon, and the question is, will it shine? The game called Undecember. So before we jump into the interesting world of this game, I would like to ask you if you're subscribed to our channel. If you are not, please do that because it really helps us and support us to create new videos in the future. So let's go. Developed by Needs Games and released by Line Games on October 12, the game underwent a lengthy beta period. At the start of Undecember, you create a customizable character and begin your journey. The goal of Undecember is ultimately to become the best hunter possible. I mean, it's super standard thing for all the action RPGs in nowadays, become some of the best in something. But what is interesting about Undecember, however, it is its campaign. Sure, it's not radical stray from norms of genre, but it's a nice story that can belong to Undecember. The campaign itself begins with you embarking on the quest to find your friends and your voyage ship is attacked by monsters. We like the mixtures of the genres is not only to bring individuality, but to keep you engaged. What keeps Undecember set its part from another action RPGs crowd is even more than the fact that its utilities is a classless system actually. What we mean by this is no matter what reinitiate road you go down with your character, everything is still available for you, should you wish to change the direction further down the line. You will not have tons of abilities that will let you push or move your enemies in big AoE circles and ranges. If this is not your cup of tea, it will be a menace for you. But in a hack and slash attack game, you will of course want more targets to be hacking and slashing through. While you still unlock the items, it's easier than the system where you have created a new character. Really like this feature of the game, what it's thought to be unique by the genre, which in-game desperately needs. The most fun aspect of Undecember has to be the button smashing. Once you got the right build, it's so satisfying to take hundreds of monsters by yourself as you mash away at the controls. It always provides a nice break from engaging in the often complex rune system. The crafting in the game is also available, which means that it's really similar to Epoch kind of style. It is simple yet very rewarding and satisfying. You will be looking at the items that belong with the world and the big map, and then using those resources to craft yourself whatever you want. It's a system that worked really well in last Epoch, and is basically the same in Undecember. There is also a skill tree in the game. The skills are actually one of the best things you can find in this game. You'll be feeling a thought that you're using skills from PoE, which are a good thing. You are able to add links and spells and skills that you're able to cast. A very fun thing is to adding the links very early in the game, something that you aren't allowed to do in other games. You're able to tweak your build with the first levels, and the games actually cost your progress that you can change it up. You can choose between a lot of skills like a cast or channeling, bleed features, cold conversations, poisons, and ATC. The combat is something in the middle of Last Epoch and PoE. It is fast, deadly, and agile. You will need to be precise and correct by choosing an attack and defense. This is what makes it very rewarding, like I said. This isn't a special in some way like a hack and slash type of game, but it's a very good one. The loot is also auto pickup, which is a very handy thing to have since you wouldn't have to be wasting extra time picking up all the items all over the ground. Unfortunately, there is no groundbreaking things in terms of graphics and soundtrack in the game. While they are completely and don't need the help to separate from the game, the rest are fantasy RPGs out there. The graphics looks medium, and at the same time it's a good thing for the people who are having the smaller graphic cards and older ones, so you could actually play it even on older computers. But at the same time, you would want at least the game nowadays to have a little bit of better graphic. A lot of time you take a quick glance at the screen, you may confuse for another games such as like League of Legends, because your eye sometimes feel the same. Soundtrack also falls in the same problem, despite the best attempts from the voice actors and composers. The biggest problem of Undecember is a pay-to-win aspect. Yes, whenever we hear nowadays free to play, you would most of the time hear pay to win after in the same sentence. The game has things like a stash, tabs, currency, ATC that are helpful, for example like in PoE. A pet membership, the thing that allows you to auto pick up and take down, like in Arc Season Pass, the last one I believe, yeah I think in the last one, and a bunch of the bundles that you can find with the buy of the game. The cash shop in the game will be really interesting. Because you don't have kind of like a problem with the money, then it would cost for you a 700 diamonds to certain step dash, like materials, for example. Those 700 diamonds are worth around $32. The game's currency is, well, let's not be in it. Let's not be worried down to that. 75 points cost about $750 for something that is similar to another game and worth a little more than 4x. There is a lot of specialty tabs in the game. So you basically pay a lot in this game, not only to win, but to play it in a way. Just like many other games in the past, shop and transaction will be death to these games probably. Let's hope that it won't be in this case, because it's something that you can turn around, was giving more cooler items for the people who play longer time. You can buy every item in available also auction shop real-time money. Every time is available. That means when the players decide to buy a couple of items which are crazy expensive, they will become the strongest one. It is a very pay-to-win system in the game. Well, also you can